Okay, fine. So yeah, in the last class we studied a lot of things about the CSS, not CSS, HTML, and yeah, we have covered the HTML. And I hope like everyone has done the assignments and everything, right?
Sir.
Okay, fine. So yeah, today I'm going to like we're continuing with the same like web development. So we'll be studying the new concepts today. Like we'll cover the CSS, basics of CSS. Okay, so yeah, so like which today? Today is like fourth day, right? Fourth or fifth day.
Yes, sir. Fourth, correct.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Yeah. So yeah, today is fifth day. So we're starting with the CSS. So CSS is what do you mean by CSS is? CSS means cascading style sheet. So as I previously said, like HTML is for only to design the structure. So all the visual aspects. For example, like whatever you see the websites, right? That will like look colorful with a proper alignment and proper format and everything. Like all those things can be achieved by using the CSS. So CSS stand for cascading style sheet. So I have a question for you guys. What does it mean by cascading? What I mean by cascading?
Representing his style.
No. The word cascading meaning I'm asking. It is like English word, right? So cascading style sheet we know, right? CSS means okay, we're applying the colors, fonts, and everything. But what does it mean by cascading?
Effects, sir.
Effects. Okay, not really that one. Cascading is not an effect.
Combining all the content.
Hmm, combining all the content. Yeah, like near to the answer. Not exactly, but yeah.
Aligning the content in order.
Following the order. Okay. So okay, fine. Okay, so we'll come to that one later. So now let's start with the some of the like the basics things. So what is the extension for HTML file?
Dot
Dot H,
CSS.
dot HTML.
Dot HTML.
Yeah. So a extension for HTML file is .html. Extension for text file is .txt, right?
Yes, sir.
So same thing. The extension for CSS file is .css. If you write like file name .css, so that will be like an extension for CSS file. So yeah, can you tell me the basic commands which we have learned in the last class. What is the command to create a folder?
MKDIR.
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 Only MKDR doesn't work, right? MKDR folder name.
Tagged folder name.
So what is the command to create a file?
Touch.
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 File name.
Touch.
Okay,
LS.
touch is the touch. See,
Touch
when you are
LS.
saying the answer,
Touch
you need
folder
to
name.
yeah, not touch folder name, touch file name.
File name.
Touch
File
file
name.
name with the extension.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the things. And third thing is like to navigate within the folder, we use the cd command with the folder name. To come out of the folder name, cd space dot dot dot. Then yeah, these are the then to list that to see the whether in the folder files are present or not. We use the ls command, list command. So then to cat the particular file into the terminal, we use a cat command with the file name. So these are the basics commands we I think which we have covered in the last class. Hope you guys have remembered that one and fine with that one. You guys don't have any doubts.
Yeah.
So going forward, so basically like if I run this one in a live server, right? So it looks like a empty, nothing is there. So I will add a heading tag here. CSS3. Yeah, so so basically CSS is like simple design language. I said right to make it like more presentable, the websites, the more to create a more visual aspects. We use this one as a like CSS. So CSS is acronym is stand for cascading style sheet. So yeah, so basically like CSS is more about displaying the styles and everything. Someone is can you go on mute? Someone I'm getting. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so okay, what I was saying was, yeah, CSS means like, yeah, applying the styles to that one. So in the CSS latest version which we are using is 3. HTML, which is the latest version we are using? What is the version of HTML which we are using?
5.
5,
HTML5.
5. So CSS, which is the version we are using?
Third
3.
version.
Third version. So from past many years, we are using a 3 version only because we have implemented in such a way that there are like more than 514 properties. So I think there is nothing for an more to add in the CSS version, like a major update. So that is the thing we are using CSS third version. So I don't think so like any next version will go on come, but we can't say anything like unpredictable. It maybe may not be. But as far as I know, it will be not nothing changing in the next version as far as I know. So yeah, so the most important thing and the most problematic thing is CSS. Why? You can see like anyone can become a developer, but to get a hand on CSS, right? Because to make a website responsive, good looking, with a proper like alignment and everything, it take a patience. To learn the CSS, first thing is a patience. Second thing is a lot of practice. What you have your practice till HTML, it's fine. I was not like monitoring that much. Like, okay, fine, you've done something. But from today onwards, whatever you are going to learn, right, CSS, that is very, very, very important because you need to practice the assignments, you need to do the assignments, and from today onwards, you will keep track of your all the assignments and all the like whatever the code you have written, everything. So CSS is very easy if you practice. It will be more difficult if you didn't practice. Anyone can become a React developer, backend developer, front-end developer, full stack developer, anything. But to become a good UI engineer, right, UI developer, you need a more hands-on experience of CSS. So how it means you need to practice, you need to mock the sites and everything. So we'll give a lot of assignments. I will share the link of the GitHub also, like that, how you need to download the assignments and all, everything. So yeah, CSS means this is one. So basically in the CSS, we have a different types. So to apply the style to the HTML file, we use different concepts. Like we use types, we use selectors. What is selectors? Selectors are the elements, like selectors are something which we use. Selector like indicates the element you want to style. So using the selectors, we will select the element which you want to style. So these are called selectors. So using the selectors, we apply style to the HTML file. So element means here the tags. Basically, the element means tags. Clear? So what is selector? Selector means basically we use selectors to select the elements and to apply the styles. So in the selectors, we have a different types. So first one is an we have a type selector. Then selectors. In selectors we have is a type selector. Second one is an I think everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Second one is
Yeah, we can.
class is there. Then we have an ID. Then we have a universal. These are the like important basic selectors which we have is this one. Okay. One is an like class, then like type means like element selector using the type of element, then class selector, then ID selector, then universal selector. So yeah, so first let's understand like how to write a basic selectors. So whenever we write whenever we say the selectors, right, in HTML, like the selector syntax is like this. You can see here. The syntax of the selector is like this. Can you see? So basically the selector name and the parenthesis, flower, like not parenthesis, like flower braces, then the property, then the value. The key value pair is called an object. So basically, like the object format will define, but when you go to JavaScript, right, you will write more about that one. So basic rule to write a selector is tag name means selector. Which type of selector? Here is a type selector, like we're using element selector. So tag name or whatever the name, selector name, followed by flower braces. Within the flower braces, we need to write the properties. For example, you want to apply the color. So color colon, not equal, colon, red. So this is the declaration. This is like the rule. If you want to apply a style to the HTML, this is the rule we need to follow. Selector name, flower braces, within the flower braces, property, and the value. So let's write here. So I want to apply a style for this p tag. Okay. So how can I apply the style for this p tag? Can anyone tell me?
First, we
In
should keep
heading,
selector.
Okay, so this is a commented code. I will remove this one. So okay, p, then
property value.
flower braces, then properties color, then I will give red. Okay, I have saved it. Okay, but if I go and check the document, I'm getting as in text. I'm not applying. It is not applying. Right. So this is the syntax which we have studied, right? If you
Selectors
see
also.
the selector name, color, property name we have given. So I have written here, but it is not applying itself. Why? Anyone? Any guess?
Value.
Sir, we have to make another file, sir.
Because it is HTML file.
.css files.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah. Say. Why this? Someone said we need to create another file .css file. Yeah, exactly correct. Then others, you don't have any doubt. You don't have any thought like why it is not applying. So like that way to apply. So you got right selector. Why we need a selector to target particular element. Clear. So why we need a selector is to target a particular element and to apply color properties like some CSS to that one. We use selectors. But as I said, right, in CSS, yeah, we have CSS, right? In CSS, for basically like how to add the CSS. We know how to write the CSS, right? How to add the CSS, how to add the CSS to the HTML file. Okay, so there are three ways. Three ways we can add a CSS to HTML. One is an inline CSS. Another one is an internal CSS. Listen properly while giving the revision class, don't get confused. Then external CSS. Clear? So how many types we can apply the CSS? One is the inline CSS, one is the internal CSS, one is the external CSS. Let's go to the first one, inline CSS. So how we can write the inline CSS is, this is a p tag, right? This is a p tag, right? P tag or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then it is a p tag, right? So I want to apply the style for this one. So what I need to write is, use the style attribute. Okay, style equals to quotes. Within the quote, write a color. Right. Right.
Yes, sir.
So what type of CSS this is?
Inline.
Inline CS.
Inline. Why inline means we are writing the CSS in the HTML opening like tag only. So that's why we call inline CSS. So here I will give color directly. We can't give. We need to use the style attribute. Then we need to pass color, whichever I like. I will pass aqua. Right. It is not looking. Let's pause. Yeah. So now I start applying, right? So this is called which type of CSS?
Inline CSS.
Inline CSS.
Inline CSS, right? Yeah. Then this is an inline CSS. Okay. Then I will write another paragraph here. Lorem from complete paragraph. Okay. Then I will write a heading here. Learning inline CSS. We'll add another heading here. Internal CSS. But this is a very bad practice because assume that when you write a CSS, right, only you just do not apply the colors. You will apply the font. You will apply the like different thing. Not only like the padding margin. You will apply a lot of things, guys. So if I assume that if I will add here background color, background, then I will add padding, margin, font weight, font width. then font style, then bold or italic, everything I will add, right? That time it looks clumsy, like everything will be in at a particular place and everything will be like crowded. Okay, so that is the reason never ever use inline CSS. But for practice, you need to use. But you should know, right, what is this inline CSS. But as a coding practice, you should not use the inline CSS. Okay. So what I need to do is like next one is the internal CSS, learning internal. So to write an internal, what does it mean by word internal? We got an inline. Can anyone guess what does it mean by internal?
Maybe inside the tag, like between the tags, closing and.
Yes. So yeah, these are correct. So what does that mean by internal is like writing the CSS within a HTML page is called internal CSS. Clear? So what we will go is in the head, not in the body. In the head tag, okay, in the head tag, I will use a style. Within the style, okay, this is the style, right? Within the style, I will target, for example, no dots, right, in the internal CSS. I will remove this internal CSS. I will just comment it. Okay. So you can comment the HTML file. Okay. So within the head tag, we write a style tag. Within the style tag, we write a selector. How to write a selector? I want to target this P, not H1. Okay, first we'll start. So how can I write a selector? Because in the style tag, I am writing a CSS which need to apply to the H1. How can I write? Here we need to use selectors, right? So as I said earlier, what is a selector? Selector will
Selector name.
H1.
H1.
H1,
Open
Double
flower
brackets.
flower bracket.
Braces, property and
No
value.
braces.
Yeah, so I will give violet, blue violet. Okay, so I have given applied, right? Applied or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the body, can you guys tell me like which are the elements we have in the body apart from H1?
Paragraph
Paragraph.
Then
and one more H. That's it. I think.
H1 and paragraph. That's it. Even body is also a tag, right?
Yes, sir.
Body is also tag, right?
Yes, sir.
The entire page starts from the body only, right? From here to you can see my mouse from here to here. Here, correct. This is all a body. So let's target body and see like exactly like let's understand like body from where to where. So how can I target body? How can I target
Body.
braces?
Flower braces.
So let's give background color. So because we
Background
don't have
color.
any text in the body, right? So that is a generic tag. So let's give aqua. So which is a body now? Complete page, right? Body means.
Page, complete page.
So okay, so this is
Yes.
a body. Then we have given this color. Okay, so this one is an H1. So I want to target now paragraph tag. I want to apply the style for the paragraph tag. How can I apply?
P, open braces.
Selector name.
Yeah, selector name. Then here color disk. Oh no, is an opposite color for this one. Not good at color. Let's use this one. This is also okay. Give me the color, guys. Not at good at giving the colors.
Black.
Black by default, na.
Gray.
Gray. Yeah, okay, somehow gray. Fine. Give brown. Yeah, brown is fine. So you got right. So basically, this is an. Let's add a lot of text here. Okay. So we got right. What type of CSS this is?
Internal CSS.
Internal
What type
CSS.
of selector is this? Initially, I have explained selector only, right? What type of selector is this? Element
Type.
selector, right? Element selector is because based on the type we select. See guys, in the CSS there are three types. What does the CSS three types mean? The way we are applying. This is on top level. The way we are applying. If you write a CSS inline within the opening of using the style attribute, if you write a CSS, that is an inline CSS. If you write the using the style tag within an HTML file, that is called internal CSS. But in the selectors, okay, let's study this one. Okay, fine. Now I will uncomment this tag. So I'm removing this three tag. Okay, I'm removing this H1 also. Okay, now I will remove this internal inline CSS. Okay, so what is the color of the H1 now? If you go here, so what is the color of H1? We have given something here, right? That is, and what is the paragraph tag? Red, right? Someone
Yes,
can, like someone, I'm getting a noise. So go on a mute. Okay. So when I ask the question, you can unmute and answer, and you can go on mute. Anyhow, the screen will be like for you guys same, right? So you can mute and unmute. Just like one click. Yeah. So what is the color of this one? Cadet blue. What is the color of paragraph? Red, right? Correct. And what is the color of this H1? I have written here. Violet, blue violet. What is the color of paragraph here? I have written something like brown, right? Applied. Now, what I will do is I will remove this inline CSS. Okay.
yes, sir.
So now tell me, what is the color of H1 and P? Is it a black or like what? Because I have removed the H1 and P colors inline CSS. What will be the color? Any guess?
Sir,
Default.
already we have given in select to same that color will be
Same
there.
as the selector given.
Same color it is taking. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is called internal CSS. We'll come to the selectors later. So inline CSS covered, external internal CSS also covered. What does it mean by external CSS? Anyone guess? What does mean by external CSS?
You can make a new CSS file and do.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So we need to make a new CSS file and we need to apply the style on that sheet. Okay, let's create a sheet. So what is the command to check whether the file is exist or not? How can we verify that? Already CSS file is present. If I go and create again, it will be like a conflicts,
LS.
right? I want to check. LS,
LS.
exactly. So what is the command to create a file?
Touch.
Touch
File name dot CSS.
file name dot CSS. So how to verify that file is created or not?
Again ls.
Again, LS.
LS.
Make sure that you create within the right folder. Don't create on the desktop and say that file is not visible. Create it within that folder where the project you want. So come and check here. So you can see, right, for CSS file, the .css extension automatically the VS code. This is the beauty of a VS code. Automatically, it will give us some indentation that for CSS, for HTML, the Angular braces, for CSS hash, for JavaScript, it will give another type of that. For React, it will give React logo. So this is the beauty of the VS code. So yeah, so we have created a CSS file. So what I will do is like I will copy this one, I will comment this one, I will copy all these things. Okay, now I'll remove this one. So we know no doubts in inline, right? No doubts in internal, right?
Sir, can you show once again for creating the folder?
What
Folder. How to create the folder?
folder?
Once again, can you show?
I didn't got asked your question.
Can you show the once again folder how to create it?
Okay, folder thing
Yeah,
command.
yeah, folder.
Okay, so guys, can I tell you after explaining the external CSS?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we'll cover that one later because I don't want to divert everyone to that. Yeah. So where we will write an internal CSS? Guys, where we will write internal CSS?
Within the HTML file.
Within the HTML line, especially where? Within the HTML, I know. Within the
Within
where?
head tag, sir.
Exactly. Within the head tag, within the style tag, we'll write a. So if someone asks where we will write an internal CSS, we need to say within the head tag using a style tag, we will write an internal CSS. If someone asks you how where you will write an inline CSS, within that particular element, within the using the style attribute, we will write an inline CSS. How we write an external CSS? I copied this all the style selectors. Go to the CSS file. I applied here. I pasted here. Okay. Now if I go and come here, I can't see anything. Why?
You have to link that.
Who said? Yes.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Because there is a no relation between this main CSS and HTML file. There is no connection, right?
yes.
So we need to give the connection. So how can we give the connection? We need to use a link tag. To link the CSS file to the HTML file, we will use a link tag. So in a link tag, there will be like relationship style sheet. This is a style sheet, right? What is the relationship between like especially like what is the, if two brothers are there, what is the relationship between the like two them, like both are like belongs to the same parent. So this is something, what the relationship is, like this is a style sheet, and we're like we need to denote what is that one means. We need to say that okay, it is a style sheet, and what is the ref, we need to give the path of the file. So the path of the file is main.css. Both are in same root directory. Same root directory means both are in same level. Within the HTML file, if I give ls, see HTML and CSS are in both are in same level. It is not, the CSS is not present within the another CSS folder, right? If CSS folder is there within that one, it is present. We need to give CSS slash min.css, but both are in same root level, so we directly give the name. Clear? Now, if I go and check, applied, right? Applied or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is called external CSS. Clear? Inline CSS is written using the style attribute. Internal CSS is written within the head tag using the style tag. And for example, if you're writing an inline CSS, no need to write a selectors. If you're writing an internal or external, we need to use which one?
Style tag.
No, selectors. Here we are not using style tag. It is a CSS file. Directly we are writing the CSS. I'm speaking about the selectors. Where we use selectors in the internal and external. Okay. So in the here directly we use style attribute. Clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
the way we are applying the CSS is three types. One is the inline, one is the internal, one is an external. So inline using the style attribute, internal using the style tag within the head. Main is an using like the external CSS is using the CSS file, and we need to link that CSS file using the link tag. No one asked me the doubt why we are writing the style tag within the head. Why can't we write in the body? No one asked this doubt. No, I am only asking you guys. I think you have everything knowledge, right? So why we are writing the style tag within the head, not in the body? Tell me, why you are writing the style tag within the head, not in the body? You guys didn't ask the question, so I'm asking the question. Guys, why we are writing the style tag within the head? Why not in the body? We can write the style tag within the body also, right?
Yes, sir.
So why we are writing in the head? You guys are got my question, right? Answer me.
Sir.
You might have got this question. You didn't ask me this question.
There will be many head and paragraph, no sir. The line everything we should can't be write like this. So we should write in head. I hope so.
No, yeah, see, already a lot of things is there. By just adding a one tag, it can't make anything, right? It is just a change of place. That's it.
Okay.
Making coding readability.
Coding readability, yeah, okay, not exactly, but yeah, I can consider that one at last. That is the least point, coding readability.
Because of selector type, we have to use in header tag.
No, I didn't got convinced with your answer. You guys should ask me this
Because
question.
like all the links should be written inside head.
Why? That I know. Why? My question is why? Don't give an suggestions. Give the reason with the. If you're answering with a give justification. Why? That is my question. I know style should be written in the head. I'm asking why. Okay, I will only tell you. For example, when we go to the our website, right? Access website. Okay. How the HTML file will be executed? Can anyone tell? From bottom to top or top to bottom? How it will be
Top to
executed?
bottom.
Huh?
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom, right? First it will go for HTML tag, then head tag, then bottom tag. Assume that if you are writing the CSS at the head body tag, what will happen is first you will get an all the HTML content, then CSS will be applied to that one. Okay, it is like you are putting an sambar first, then you're putting a rice. That is the way. That is not a proper way, right? First you need to put the rice, right? Then you need to put rasam on that one. This is how I eat. I don't know how you guys eat. Hope you guys are eating same way, right? So same thing in HTML. If you we need to load the CSS before we load the body tag. Why? Because we are applying the CSS, right? For example, body background color aqua. Okay. Now when the body comes, all the CSS will be loaded and it will be ready. Clear? So whenever the content load, automatic parallelly content with the color will be applied parallelly. I can't show this one. This is an behind the imaginary process. You need to imagine it. You got right. Why we need to write in a head? Because head will execute first, right? So we need to load all the files and everything before the content is rendered in the pages. Clear? Clear or not? Yeah, that is the reason we're using all the links should be in the head tag, because all the content should be loaded first. For example, if you add the link at the bottom of the body, then what will happen is if you do the sites, right, lot of CSS will be there. So what will happen is first we will get the content, everything will be white. After fraction of second, the color will be applied. It will give us some jerk effect. So that will not give a smooth user interface to the users. So you see, when I load the page, here the content along with the CSS is loading properly, because before the body we wanted to load the CSS. That is the reason whatever the links are there, whatever the fonts are there, whatever the properties which we need to load from the other files, we need to put it in the head. Clear? Clear or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, I only clear all the doubts so that you guys should not have any doubts. If in the interview, they might ask these questions. Why we wanted to load this link tag in the head? Why not get the body? Yeah, we can give that in the body also. But as the project grows, if you have a lot of CSS, so it will be give some jerk effect. UI will be not smooth. To load the CSS before it that one, we need to apply in such way. So this is like an basic things. So yeah, coming to the here, we have inline, internal, external. So we have covered all of things. Okay, now let's read more about. So never ever use inline, never ever use internal. Always use external. Why? Because it will give a proper readability. Okay, as your HTML file goes, if I open my project and I show you more than 20,000 line of code is there for HTML file. So in that one, we are adding again 20,000 line of a code of CSS, then it will become a crowded, and developer will scratch his head to read that one. So where to apply the colors and everything. So he will go mad. So that is the reason we need to create a separate file and we need to maintain everything here. So that will give a proper like convention, so that if someone is viewing your project, he will okay, all the CSS is here. So okay, this is applying here. Okay, so he will get to know that. Clear, right? How to add the CSS inline, internal, external. So the selector types. Let's go back to the selectors. So first one is then type, using the type. So this one we call it an element selector. Guys, you guys are getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Getting.
Universal selector. And now, so first one is the element selector. So which we have written as element selector. Why we call this one as element selector? Why we call this one as element selector, guys?
Because we are using
We take the reference tag.
Because we are using directly the HTML tag name only, right? We're not giving any different name. I'm not giving here like the main section, second section, third section, paragraph, something. We're just using the tag name and we're targeting directly. That is why we call this one as element selector. Okay. Now what I will do is I will uncomment this one also. Now, okay. Now here I have applied a color, something like cadet blue and red. And for what is the color for this H1? What is the color for this H1? What is the color, guys? Okay, let's keep two files here. So there is a here you can see, right? It is like a book kind of a split symbol. Can you see here? So just click on the file, click here, so automatically it will open two sides. So we'll have HTML and CSS side by side. So what is the color for this H1? Red blue. What is the paragraph? First paragraph, red. What is the color for this one?
blue island.
Blue, I guess maybe.
Blue violet.
Blue
Blue,
violet.
what is the color for paragraph?
Brown.
Brown.
So if I go and check the browser, how many colors should be there totally?
3.
Four, sir.
Four, right?
Four, four.
Each one is different. If I go and check the document here, so all are in different color, right?
Yes, sir.
This is different color, this is different color, this is different color, this is different color. Okay. Now, for a second, what I will do is, I will remove this inline styles. Now tell me, what will be the color for these two? These H1 and P and these H1 and P. What is the color?
Blue,
Blue
violet
violet
and
and
brown.
brown.
Blue, white and brown, right? So this is when, if I want to give this paragraph some different color using the external CSS, it is impossible. Using the external CSS and using the element selector, it is an impossible, right? Because see, I have given paragraph. If I had 1000 paragraph, right? If I had another paragraph with a lorem text of 10, and if I add another paragraph with a lorem text of something like more, then if I go here, see all the paragraph are taking same color, right? So this is an disadvantage of an element selector. What is the disadvantage of element selector? Can anyone tell why it is taking all the paragraphs same color? Can anyone, like, simple answer? Anyone guess why?
Because
We have given the same
element
name.
is same element.
Yeah, element name remains same, right? You write 1000 paragraphs, so it will be a p tag. So we are saying that apply for all the p tags same color. Correct. So this is a disadvantage of element selector. To overcome this one, we have something called new selector, that is called class selector. For example, what is that class selector is? The syntax of class selector is selector name, same thing, flower braces property. So I will write a class selector here. Just I will comment this one here, paragraph tag. I will use a class selector. Always the class selector start with a dot class name. I will give the class name as a something like first section. Whatever the name you can give first section, then this one. Then I will give the color brown. This is the, what type of selector this is? Class selector.
Class
How can we know that this is a class selector? Always the class selector start with the name and dot and the name.
And the name.
So okay, now I have given the first selection. If I come and see the all are black, it didn't apply. Why?
We should call the class selector in the HTML.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to, because it is a paragraph, it is an element selector, so I don't need to give this relation, like anything link here, because P means, okay, know that, okay, P means directly apply for all the P. But for class selector, we need to write a class selector. So within the paragraph, which paragraph I want to apply, let's apply for this one. I need to write an attribute called class. Then what is the class name we have given here?
First
section.
Only the name you need to give. No need to give the dot, because dot indicates it is a class selector, but the dot is not a name, right? So you need to give only first selection. And if you give a command here, color applied, right?
Yes.
So let's give the font size also. So font size I will give something like large. So it is bigger, right, compared to previous one. Let's give larger. Yeah, so it is like a little bit big. Font size are given. So otherwise we can give in a pixel also 20. PX you need to give. Yeah, font size are given. So you got right. What is the limitation of element selector? It will apply for all the elements same color. To overcome this one, we need to use class selector. Got it? So what is that denotation? Like how we denote the class selector? Class selector always start with a dot operator. Clear? Now simple mathematical question. 001 01 010 100. Okay. So which is the big number here? Which is the big number, guys?
100.
100.
Okay, 001 is not a big number, right? Compared to 010 and 010, it is the slowest number. Then 010, then okay. Remember this one, I will tell you why. So you got right class selector.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So then if I want to give this paragraph different color, what I need to do? I wanted to give this one green color. How can I give?
Second selection.
Yeah, I need to write another class selector by name something like whatever the name you want, you can give. Second paragraph or you second whatever you want, you can give. But give proper name. I'm giving randomly, but give proper name. If someone reads this class's name right, he should understood what you are saying. So you give green. Yeah. Why it is not applying?
You have to call the.
All the class.
You have to call in.
Yeah. So should I give dot here?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Okay. Exactly. So yeah. Applied, right?
Yes.
So yeah. So this is if I want to give this one, same thing. The process continues. Clear?
Sir,
Yeah. Any doubt?
we have to write third paragraph, no, sir?
Yeah, third paragraph, like how many, and if you assume that for this second paragraph and third paragraph, you want to give the same color, just copy paste the same class. So in the class selector, we have a something called access, right? It is in our hand. If you want to give this one, whichever the color we can give. Assume that, so now see, now this last paragraph and this paragraph and both color. Assume that I want to give this paragraph this color. So I can use reuse, right? Right, I can reuse it. So one is a reusability, one is a limit. We can give properly, like we can whichever we want, we can target easily. So this is an advantage of a class selector. Clear? Clear or not, guys?
Yes,
Say
sir.
something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So listen. Then we have something called ID selector. ID selector start with a hash and then ID name. Something I will give something like last paragraph. First paragraph. Okay. Then here color I will give something like different. Always problem for me to give that. Yellow. Okay. Why it is not applied?
We should call again in the
Okay. So how can I need to give the color for this one? How can I give?
ID.
ID is equal to name.
Yeah, we need to use ID. Why we need to use ID? Why not class? Because it is not a class selector. It is a ID selector. So should I give with a hash or without a hash?
Only name.
Without hash.
Without hash.
Yeah, applied, right? It looks very ugly, but yeah, applied. Yeah, okay. No, it is also applied. Now, okay, we have an element selector, class selector, ID selector. Then an new selector that will cover later. So these are the selectors we have. These are the main basic selectors which we have. Okay, give me a minute. I'm getting a call. Till that time. Yeah, very good question. I was supposed to ask this question to you guys, but you are asking me. Okay, what is the difference between class and ID selector? Yeah, I'll tell you that one. Okay, so yeah. So ID selector is an unique selector. For example, you guys have studied engineering, BCA, whatever, right? Whether your USN number will be same or different?
Different.
Different. Why? That is something like we identify you, right? Not with the names. USN number means like registration number, like which you're using that one, you write the like which you see the result. So same way the ID selection should be a unique selector. Why it should be a unique? For example, you will get to know this one when you go to for React and DOM. For example, that time we use this one to modify this paragraph. We wanted to make the dynamic. That time we want to target, right? See, if you are using ID selector, this last paragraph should not be used in another way. For example, here I'm writing lorem. Okay, now here is the last paragraph. If I give ID, last paragraph, and it will work. It will work, but this is an against to the CSS rule. Why? What is what does meant by ID? ID means unique, right? ID card we say, right? ID card, identity card. Why we say that? That is a unique code which we identify that you are in person, your existence, right? If you use ID selector multiple times, that will be in against to the CSS rules. So that is the reason ID selector should be unique. Why that it should be unique? Sometimes in the future you will target an P element. Okay, that time you use ID to target it one. If you use class selector, right? Basically assume that I want to use this paragraph and I wanted to modify this paragraph in the JavaScript. That time what I will write a code something like this. Document dot get element by ID something. I will write like a code like this. Get element. This is in JavaScript. Don't confuse. Something I will write get element by ID something like this. Document dot get element by ID. I will pass the ID. For example, I will pass ID here as a last paragraph. That time, if the paragraph ID should be unique, right? So the paragraph should be only one. If I'm getting a two paragraph, this one will throw an error that ID is not an unique. So that is the reason never ever use ID selector. So where we need to use, there will be a scenario where you want to give only one time. In the CSS, that time you need to use. If you are using a reusable, then you need to use a class selector. Don't use ID selector. If there I can't use a first selection because get element by ID we are giving, right? So ID should be unique. Some places we need to use unique things in the future. That is the reason we need to use ID selector. That one you will get to know later. Clear? So we have studied the types of CSS. We have studied the types of selectors. And then last we have an universal selector. That universal selector starts with, as you know, right, asterisk symbol, star and this one. And if you want to give, you can give the color. So it will apply universal selector. What does it mean by universal? Yeah,
For
universal
the entire page.
Yeah, entire page it will take everything. So if you not have any proper selectors, it will for entire page it will apply same color. For example, I will remove all these things. For entire page, what is the color? Yellow, green. Yellow text. Another thing, the common misconception you guys have is color means you don't think that it is a background color. Color means text color. If you want to give background color, you need to give background color property as like this. Clear? Color means only for text color. So it's a universal selector. Clear? Any doubt in the types of selectors and the types of CSS?
In universal selector,
Let's give something violent. Yeah. Tell me, Afia.
No, I got it, sir. That the background we are not giving, only for text we are giving.
Yeah. Clear. Color means it is a text color, not a background color. Don't confuse with the color mean. Color means not a background color. It is a text color. So why universal selector is not applying is now I will tell you why universal is not applying. So which is the number, bigger number here?
100.
100, right? In the CSS, if you click here, what is the specificity? Specificity means order. What is the specificity for
0, 0, 0.
0, 0, 0? What is the specificity for H1? Element selector.
0, 0, 1.
What is the specificity for class selector?
0, 1, 0.
What is the specificity for ID selector?
1, 0, 0.
So which is the main priority?
ID selector.
ID selector. If you ignore ID selector, which will be the main priority? Class selector, right? How that one I will show you. See here, for paragraph I have given a brown color. Okay, let's change to this one to blue. Okay, now tell me, for paragraph I have given brown color, right? Can you see anything here in the brown color?
No, sir.
No,
Why?
sir.
Why? See, assume that this paragraph applies for all the paragraph, it will make a brown. Okay, then it will come to the first section. What is the color? Blue.
Blue.
What is the specificity for this one? 001. What is the specificity for this one?
0, 1, 0.
0. Then which CSS need to apply here?
0, 1, 0.
0, 1, 0, right? Because class selector, because it is specificity is more, right? And if I assume that if I give first section for this paragraph and give yellow green color, Okay, I need to change to ID. Yeah. Oh yeah. So ignore this one. So got it right. Universe, I have given color violet. Still, it is not applying because for violet, H1 beats, and even H1 is color not P beats, but still P color is not a brown because for this paragraph, these paragraph has these sections, right? So this color beats because this specificity is more. So this is called cascading. Clear?
Sir, explain one more time.
Which one
Can
I
you
explain?
repeat, sir?
CSS, cascading, how that works.
I will read which is the number here has a more priority, guys. 010. So okay, now what does mean by the P color brown means? For example, I will comment all these things. Let's go one by one. Nothing is there, right? Now I will use this hashtag universal selector. And now I will take this universal selector. I will write here. So what is the color of all the paragraphs? All the text?
Violet, sir.
Violet, right? Because I have given universal selector, I am saying that universal means the entire page, all the text should be violet. Okay. Now, then what I will think, I will change my mind. I will give paragraph color. I will give this one. I will copy this one, and I will add it here, and I will give brown. So now, tell me all the paragraphs should be in which color?
Brown.
Brown.
Why not violet? I am asking.
Specificity
Because
is
brown has more
Because
priority.
of that, we have not even text.
Paragraph, this thing which we have used has more specificity.
More
001.
specificity compared to universal selector. So that is the reason all
Yes,
the
sir.
tab for why this is not HTML. Still the H1 tag taking this one because I'm targeting only paragraph tag. So it is brown. Okay. Now I will change my mind. I will write a CSS using the class and ID, and I will apply here. Now it is not taking a universal. Universal is overridden by P tag. P color. This one is overridden by this class tag. Why? Because class specificity is more. So this is called cascading.
Sir,
Applying
ID comes first or class comes first? In specific.
Class.
ID is the
first,
more
sir.
specificity. ID is like an president.
That is what, sir, I'm asking. Whether ID comes first or class comes first.
I am saying, man, again you are asking which is coming first. I have explained, I'm saying the ID has more specificity. Then which comes first? The specificity. ID, right? But ID has some delimitation also. I said, right? ID can't be used for
Unique identity. It has a unique identity, sir.
Yeah, you are saying like if you need to ask me to apply your ID also. This is what you are asking, right? If you want to check, you can check. I'm given first section also, I'm given ID also. But still it is applying which one? Yellow, green. Why?
ID.
ID has more specificity, but never ever do this one. This is all wrong. But to explain the specificity, I am showing this one. But don't apply class and ID to particular element. These are all wrong things. Never do these things. But ID selector, I have explained you. Don't use ID selector. There will be a time when you will need to use ID selector. That one you. But more of a time you need to use class selector. Always use class selector. Some scenario, don't use element also. You know, right? If you use element and if you write again element, that will be again same color. This is again the extra work, right? I'm defining this one, then again I'm overriding here. So that's the reason don't use only.
Sir, we can directly use the universal selector also.
Which website? You tell me the website which has all of text in same color. It can't be, right? If you go to our website only, right? See, we have a different font sizes, we have different colors, gray color, everything will change, man. We can't use simply universal selector. I am explaining the concept. It is your wish. If you have a color blindness, if you want to use same color, you use yellow color only. It is up to you. It is not my thing. If you want to use whichever color, it is up to you. But I wanted to teach you the entire CSS I'm teaching. It is up to you. Whichever you want, you can use. But you need to know the difference. So which has more specificity. So applying a same property to the one tag. See, for this tag, we are applying a paragraph element selector and a class selector. Both we are applying, but it is taking which one? It is taking which one, guys? Applying universal, I'm applying element, I'm applying class. Three things are applying to this one, but it is taking which one?
Class.
Class, sir.
To applying same element, multiple things is called cascading. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Understood, sir.
Yeah, that is called cascading. That's why we call cascading style sheet. So based on the specificity, in the CSS, when you write, you go just hover on that one. You'll get to know what is the specificity. So yeah, guys. So this is all about that one. So CSS has something to prioritize and to make it in a proper format to work. That is called specificity. With the help of specificity, everything will be arranged in an order properly. And yeah, we use different types of selector, different types of CSS. I think hope this is enough for you guys today, right? Please practice things. Yeah.
Salman.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What if there is a scenario I have to use both element and class selector, and somehow I have to use class selector first? Then what do you have to do?
Automatically, element selector will be deprioritized because automatically the class selector has a higher specificity. You apply element and both. I have applied here. If you can see here, I applied both here. See the paragraph for all the paragraph. I have applied here. If you can see previously paragraph, I've given the color brown. But still, if you see nothing, no paragraph has a brown color because it has been overridden with the class selector. You are applying both here. To be honest, we are applying three things here. One is we are applying universal also. We are applying, if I remove these two things, right? For example, first section, if you see observe function, it will be in violet. See, it is in violet. When I give P selector, it has a more specificity compared to that one. So that will be applied here. If you see now this one will be overridden by this one. Now that it is in brown. If I again override this one, then it will be class selector has higher specificity compared to universal and element selector. So that's the reason we are getting a blue.
Okay, so better we use only class selector, right?
Yeah, that's what I said to everyone. Use class selector. Don't use this one. These are like ambiguity.
No, because I was in the bus, right? I couldn't hear properly.
Oh, okay. Oh, college is there, sir?
Yeah, today college is there.
I thought today is not working there.
No, because last week they have given holidays, so the college is there. And one more thing, I didn't get how to connect this main CSS file with the index.html.
We need to use a link tag, sir.
Okay.
In the link tag, in the HTML, we need to use a link tag. Here we need to give a style sheet because the type of the file is style sheet, cascading CSS, and the file name.
Okay.
So the proper way of using is use external CSS and use class selector and ID selector as much as possible.
Okay.
And ID selector, there is a different scenario in the future class it will be covered. But yeah, this is all about the CSS, introduction to the basics of CSS.
And Salman, what if I want to give a background image to the entire web page?
Yeah, we have like I said, right, 514 properties are there. CSS. So we'll cover one by one in the future.
Okay.
So basically, I covered this one. So now you guys can at least view the colors and everything, right? So next is the box model thing is there. I will explain in the next class. If you guys want to explain, I will explain now itself. But I think you need a time to practice these things.
Yeah. Salman, please can you share the code, these two codes, because it will be better for us to practice.
Okay, I will share. Guys, any doubts? Others?
So,
yeah.
So class specificity and ID I didn't got, so which is have more specificity.
Okay, I will write here. ID is greater than class is greater than element greater than universal. I will write star. Got. Oh, I will write universal. If you are applying all this to particular element, ID will take. But don't ID you need to use only one time. Don't use class and ID for same element. If you remove ID, so this is what. If you are applying for paragraph tag, class, element, universal, which will take it by default? Class. This is called specificity. If you want, this is the order of the specificity. Clear, Akhil?
Sir, if we give ID, then ID will come, color will come, everything, sir. Even if we give class also.
Yeah, I'm saying now if you apply ID and class, which will be the priority?
So you show the ones, the ID and class.
I showed you, right? See, this ID last paragraph is there, right?
Okay.
For this one, I will apply something like blue color, first section class also. But this is a bad thing, right? How can you make?
Okay.
This is something like I will tell you the scenario. I will tell you the analogy. It is like how your doubt is valid. You want to verify that one, but yeah. See, I will add here this one as a 2 English paragraph. Okay. So according to you, tell me which color should apply here. Color blue or green? Here, blue or yellow green?
Yellow green, I think.
Yellow green, right? Because the ID specificity is more.
Oh yeah.
See, which is the yellow green only, right?
Yeah.
So Clark got it right. If I remove ID, automatically it will be blue. If you remove the class also, which we need to take? You need to take element.
Brown. Yeah, brown.
Brown. So it is a brown. If I remove P selector also, which is to take universal violet.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So we are calling universal in the HTML files, huh?
Not in HTML file.
Okay.
Universal means
unified.
For entire body, whatever the text is there, for all the text, make it violet.
Yeah, we can't. No need of writing in HTML.
No, it is a different type of selector only. This is an element. This is a class. This is an ID. This is an universal.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
And Salman, if I'm not wrong, I can use ID selector only once in one HTML file, if there's a requirement.
HTML file, CSS file or selector. For example, for this file, for this tag, select.
Yeah, that is what.
For tag, files will apply in the link.
No, if I'm writing a one web page, if I'm designing, so I can use the ID selector only once in that.
Yeah, that is actually the use case. ID selector should be only once in that page.
If the situation demands.
Yeah, if you want to use multiple places, switch to the this one.
Class selector.
Class selector. Because this meaning will be spoiled. You can use it, but actually the meaning is only we need to use one time. Why means when you go for React or advanced concept, we'll get to know why ID selector should be unique.
Okay.
Because using a JavaScript, we'll target some elements, sir. That time, if you have two elements, it will be ambiguity. We will we need to target. That time, it will be like lot of conflict. To avoid that one, we need to use only one.
Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, so don't apply class and ID to particular paragraph at the same time, because it is a bad thing. It is like you're making your child to study both engineering and medical, something like that one. So we can't do that thing. So don't apply ever, never ever apply. Use always class selector. It is good and it is reusable. Whenever you want, you can reuse. And yeah, and sometimes you need to use universal selector also. That one I will tell you where we need to use, because it has a lower specificity, 000. Whatever it can be overridden anytime. So universal selector, class selector is the best suggestion. And always use external CSS. Don't write internal or inline CSS. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So should I need to continue, or I need to give a time for you guys to practice, and tomorrow I need to continue? Put it in the chat box. Continue or
It's
not
enough
continue.
for the 2 days, sir, because we'll practice on this.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine.
Continue tomorrow.
Okay. So I thought of doing a lot of things till 11 o'clock. You guys are like fed up for 1 hour only today. Okay, I will stop the recording. Practice, guys. Now only practice. Anyone share the screen and do it.